Hello and welcome. I'm Brian Bulkey, the very proud superintendent of schools serving the communities of Goffstown and New Boston. Well, it's the beginning of August, but I have a couple of important updates I wanted to provide to all parents. First of all, I'd like to welcome any new families that have moved into Goffstown or New Boston. We look forward to welcoming your kids in our school. There's a couple big important things I need to share. So parents are likely aware that there is a new law that prohibits students from using any internet-connected devices during the school day, bell to bell. So this is not a Goffstown policy or a New Boston policy. This is a new state law. There will be no phones available at all during the day from the start of school until the end of school. This prohibition on student devices applies to phones, smartwatches, iPads, any of those types of devices. So there is no capacity for kids to be using these devices during the instructional day. Now, at our elementary schools and middle school, this will be not much of a change. This will be pretty much business as usual. This will be a fairly significant change, however, at the high school level, where we have allowed students to be on their phones or use their phones during unstructured times, transition times, prep periods or study halls, lunch, etc. There are a few exceptions. So students who are English language learners and use translation software, that is a carve-out. There are also carve-outs for medical devices, such as monitoring for diabetes, glucose, etc. But for the most part, this is going to apply to everybody. I want parents to know that you'll be able to contact the school office and we'll be able to provide messages to kids if things come up during the day, but your kids are not going to be able to use their phones. So parents, you're going to need to think about how you're communicating, how you're coordinating logistics with your kids, etc. But please understand that the prohibition is going into effect. The next piece I wanted to share is we're moving forward with a project this summer and into the early fall that is going to be a validation and an affirmation of all residences. If you've moved out of either Goffstown or New Boston and maybe haven't notified us for whatever reason, please understand that this is not legal and now would be the time for you to make a move to the appropriate school district. I want families to be aware that this project is ongoing and we will be looking at every residence of every family and that this is an important step for us to be able to make sure and authenticate that we're providing services, supports, and education to kids who are truly residents of Goffstown and New Boston per the definitions of residency and per RSA 193:12. The last thing I'd like to share is bus routes will be published around August 15th on the website, so please look forward to that. And we have some open positions if you might know somebody who is looking for employment or you might have an interest in applying. So with that, I hope you have a great end of the summer. I hope families have a great time. Get outside, make sure your kids are reading. Please start to establish those routines, bedtime, all of the routines that kids need to have a good start to the school year. And we'll look forward to welcoming your kids back after Labor Day. Thank you.